Guest gets to ask the host a question. I don't know what you're going to ask.
This is a tough one.
Okay, Gene Rossi takes a big man to sit in a chair when he's hosting and asking all the questions, to sit here while he's sweating with his orange tie on and take another one from you because your questions are intense.
All right. First off, it's not flip that script. It's the tail wags the big dog. Okay, you're the big dog. Okay? Levity is life. Levity is life. All right, here's my global question. The death penalty is something that has been around for many years. And if you were on the Supreme Court applying the case law that our history of our country has, and some of the arguments Linda brought up, proportionality, if you were on the Supreme Court, Justice Bianchi, how would you rule, sir?
Well, I think if you're asking me if I would rule as to the constitutionality of the statute, I would rule in most instances, at least the statutes that I've seen, Gene, and that's a big difference, that they were, in fact, constitutional. But I would be extremely, extremely cautious about the disparate manner with which these cases are brought from state to state. I had to have a big problem. I would have no problem actually striking down the cases on the individual basis, a lot like the Supreme Court did in New Jersey. They said the statute's is valid, but they virtually knocked down every single one of them, I think maybe all but one. So it's tricky for me because, you know, Gene, it's a great question. If you asked me that question before this shooting or before Charleston, I probably would have said to you I'd strike it down as unconstitutional simply on the disparity in which it's done, and I don't think that that's fair in due process. So I could be persuaded that way, and I could also be persuaded to keep it, but under the most draconian circumstances. Great question. Dad, listen, I'm almost afraid to ask you this question, but flip that script on me.
Well, you know, this country is famous. How a minority seizing majority, reaching authority, hates a minority. And this country has been built on hate, I'm telling you. And it's sad. And I happen to be a little bit of a historian. And I don't know, did you know that there was a case in New Orleans?
Oh, the hanging of the Italians.
Hanging of 18 Italians who were found not guilty by a jury.
Right.
And they were pulled out of jail and hung.
Google it. Everyone should Google that case, right?
Now,
now
what I need you to do
Yeah.
is flip that script where you get to ask me a question.
Well, what do you what do you think about the death penalty, son?
No, I'm no more death penalty. We've done that already. Give me another one.
You want me to ask you another question?
Linda, go ahead, flip that script.
Okay, so Bob, start taking off that tie. As you agree that you would do it, so I'm not giving anything. You say you want to do stuff like that. And while you're doing that, Dad, it's Halloween. One of the horrors I have in Halloween is I'm a Jets fan. So the best I could do from home, once I found that you were coming, is to give you a Jets jersey. Because every Sunday it's my horror.
It is Halloween.
Yeah, because but Bob, unbutton that button like you said you would do, because you want to look more like Jesse. And we're not talking law here, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking you want to look more like Jesse. We're talking Halloween today, okay?
Oh my
and you
God,
want to look more like Jesse
Linda,
because, and also, you know, in Virginia, one of the stations, news reporters don't wear ties anymore. They wear button-down shirts. So Jesse, except for this morning, I saw. But then here's your mask.
Okay.
Here's your Halloween mask.
There it is.
You got to put a little.
There's my Halloween mask.
You can put it on, and
Thank
then
you.
Are you okay? Are you all right? Because
I don't want to put it on my face because it's really what's in my heart.
Well, just in
like
case,
when I'm on trial.
Just in case you were upset, I bought a little medical scope to see if he's still living because I knew he would just die.
Oh
all right, and everybody else here. But that my flip the script is Happy Halloween, Bob. We do too many things in this state. You know, we talk about crime, we talk about death, we talk about terrible things. Every once in a while, we have to take a minute out just to live.
Yeah, amen. Amen to that. And guys, listen, thank you so much to the Law and Crime Network for that Flip That Script segment. We are going to go to a break. We got a lot going on. We got a lot of serious conversations all the way from death penalty to these masks. We'll be right back.